CapCut used my copyrighted work to promote their AI tools without my consent, and I want to talk about it. If you aren't familiar, CapCut is widely used Chinese video editing app developed by ByteDance, the same company behind the TikTok. On the other side, I am just a small digital business specializing in restoring and colorizing all photos, along with photo editing and design work. So, most of what I do is manual, using tools like Photoshop and similar. I am not anti-AI, I do use AI tools to assist with certain tasks, but I am not an AI enthusiast either. I use AI sparingly and only when it helps maintaining the quality and accuracy of my work. Now, you might be thinking, what the big deal? It's just one image, this is kind of happens all the time. That's fair. And it's exactly why I'm making this video. Yeah, AI companies and tools basically known for being ethical and not stealing other people's jobs and content and something else to train their models and sell the data, right? But this situation is one step further. They don't even try to hide anything, and they steal directly from those they deem to replace. Honestly, I'm 99% sure that this article is done by some low paid freelancer on top of original AI generated text from ChatGPT. But I don't think it makes the situation less enraging. Also, the fact that this company doesn't care about their client base so much that contacting them and getting any kind of support is virtually impossible. And they know suing them is useless as well, so they just enjoying their life. So I think this situation is about more than just one image, or more than just me. It reveals a much bigger issue which I want to discuss. I'll break it down into three main sections: proving ownership of the image, my attempt to resolve the issue directly with CapCut, and why this situation is harmful both to the clients and to the industry. So let's go. Let's start by proving that the image is restored by me, not their magical AI. Here's photo in question, an article on CapCut website where it appears. Please keep that one in mind. I'll show you a conversation with the client who originally ordered this restoration. All private details are blurred out for privacy. You can see the initial message, the order, and the image I restored. It took me several days of work to do this. Originally, the client asked me not to post it publicly, but later changed her mind and gave me the permission. Now, for the proof. So, I used Wayback Machine. For those of you who don't know, Wayback Machine is a digital archiving tool, which archives web pages over time, automatically. So, when I first checked this article using it, it wasn't even archived until pretty recently. In contrast, my website's article, featuring the same image I made this video about, has been in archive since 2023, well before CapCut used it or even wrote this article in the first place. And last but not least, Google. While there is no straightforward way to see when something appeared in the search for the first time, there are some other ways to do that. The best way to do this is using search tags to target particular URLs and date range in Google search. If you search on Google, the earliest indexed day for my article is January 11th, 2023. As shown above, at that time article containing this image already existed on my website, while CapCut's first appearance on April 1st, 2024, more than a year later. Also, just notice they use low quality pixelated copy of the image from my website on their website. Okay now, so after I noticed that they stole and used my image on their website, I contacted them and tried to solve the problem. So here is how it went. Before making this video, I tried reaching out to CapCut directly, multiple times, sadly without any results. It's extremely difficult to even contact them. They only provide a single, generic email address for all inquiries. That's it. For business, for complaints, for everything else, just one email. So, having no other options, I sent them a message explaining the situation and offering two simple solutions. They either remove the image from their website or they just credit me with a link to my website. As simple as that. And after 24 hours, I received a generic, unrelated response. Instructions on how to report a template, which had nothing to do with my complaint. The issue was not any template inside CapCut or anything else but image they used without my consent, which was never in any way related to the app or posted on their website. Just to clarify, this image was never uploaded to CapCut or its app, so any claims that users agree to give up rights by using their platform do not apply here. Well, so after this, they marked the case as solved and asked me to rate their support. I replied again, clarifying the issue and asking for solution. No response. I tried a third time with the revised email. Same results. Silence. Well, technically not silence, they kept sending me pre-made emails, but still, it doesn't help at all. At that point I was sure they aren't going to help me with the problem that they created themselves. And I was sure no real person ever read those emails. So this is when I decided to share it publicly and talk about it and broader problems. You know, if a random user reposts your content online without your consent, you can file a copyright complaint and have it removed. But what can you do when a huge corporation takes your work, puts it on their website, and ignores you completely? And honestly, Google is not a big help here too. And finally, to the main point, why this matters. So why am I even making a video about this? Because if you work in any kind of creative field, painting, 3D, photo editing, writing, design, programming, and so on, you've probably experienced the sinking feeling. You've spent hours crafting something with care, attention, using your skills you've built over the years, only to see it reposted by bots or influencers who get more attention and views than your original post will ever. And obviously, yeah, they won't credit you. And yeah, they'll capitalize on your content using the time you spent, skills you've put, and they capitalize on this attention and keep it all to themselves. They won't share profits with you, but okay, it's understandable. But they won't even leave a link to your original content which they stole from. And now imagine your own work being used by a giant tech company to advertise a tool that threatens your very job, using your job as an example. That's what happened here. CapCut used my restored photo in article promoting their AI tool that claims to repair old photos, implying their AI did the work. Let that sink in. They used their AI tool, which they claim can replace artists, by using stolen manual photo restoration work of artists, the same person which they claim to replace. Not only that's not morally correct and blah blah, that's the definition of faux advertising, and it's basically stealing. It's ironic. I keep hearing that AI will replace artists, and other professions, while companies like CapCut promote AI using art created by real human without any consent and with openly malicious intents. And I am not naive. I know AI may and will change many industries and our life altogether, including mine and yours. But this particular case isn't about fear of change, it's about ethics and legality of their actions. Corporations are already using your content without your permission to train AI, mostly against you. And now they're using it in marketing, misleading the public by telling how good AI is and how much better it is than real humans, by using work of real humans as an example and without their consent. Yeah. This is just one case I personally experienced, but I'm sure many creators are facing the same problem with CapCut or any other companies. I hope sharing this brings more attention to what's happening right now. And no, I don't think this one article is going to destroy my business and my life. I hope. But the trend behind it and the sheer lack of responsibility behind companies and their actions may. That's the big issue you and me and everyone else face every day, and we should be worrying about it. I am open to conversation and arguments, so if you have any, feel free to share them in comments. Also, if you loved the video or if you love the content about photo editing, photography, photo restoration, and so on, you can subscribe and leave a like on this video. Thank you. See you soon. Bye.